Hey everyone, welcome to our on-camera masterclass. Today we're going to talk about seven important things you want to know if you want to make video content that you're proud of. So you might not, have worked through all the fields of making video content in the first place, but regardless of why you're showing up on camera, I know a lot of us are. This is so awesome. I want it to be video content that you're proud of, that you put out there where you're like, okay, with the skills I have now, I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm continuing to show up, I'm continuing to get better, and it's getting more and more comfortable, whatever that means for you. Okay, so that's my goal for you guys today, is to not have that funny feeling in your mouth when you think about going in on camera or doing an IG live or showing up, for your Facebook group or for your online course or your master class or whatever it might be. I just want you to shake the funk out of it here. Okay, so today I'm going to tell you 7 things that I've accumulated over the years. I've got some experience and I'll tell you a little bit about that. But 7 things I feel like from the beginning, from the get-go, super important to know. Okay, tactical stuff, mindset stuff. We're going to go through all of it. Okay, so I put together a little slideshow for you today. So give me a second while I share my screen. And here we are. Let me present. Cool. So here we go. Making sure, again, you're in the right place. 7 important things you want to know so that you can make video content that you're proud of. I am super happy that you're here today. Your time is so valuable. And I know that when it comes to creating video content too, you don't want it to take, a million hours and take up a bunch of your time as well. So I'm not going to waste your time here. I've been doing this for a long time, like I said, and it's my goal to make sure that you don't make all the mistakes that I did since I've been making video since 2012 regularly. It's so crazy. So this is our agenda for today. 7 important things. That's what we're going to talk about today. And then at the end, I have a little exciting surprise for you. So if you stick around until the end, I'm going to show you where to find that surprise. So make sure that you are tuned in. Take notes. If you're not already taking notes, if you don't already have your notebook out and your pen and whatever else you might need, some sticky notes, get it out. Get it out, because we want to make sure that we're tuned in, and taking notes is a great way that we're continuing, to absorb that information. You can look back at it later. You can watch this again and just make sure you're retaining this information. So there is our agenda here today. So here's me. Hi, I'm London Souza. I'm a fitness and lifestyle transformation coach, and I am obsessed with helping women go from crazy busy to crazy happy and just live a life that makes them feel like they are doing what sets their soul on fire and just living life full out. And just waking up every day, showing up and doing your best, and then also being content with what that is. So when it comes to fitness and mindset, nutrition, habits, routines, all of it, I've been doing that regularly on camera, showing my health and fitness tips and my work with my clients since 2012. Since 2012, I've been doing that regularly. And I just feel like over the course of those years, I have learned a ton. And then I've also worked with a lot of clients in my one-on-one VIP coaching program, my lifestyle transformation coaching program, that have decided to show up, whether it was because they decided to or because of, COVID and the times, have decided to show up online. A lot of my clients have gone in that direction. And so with my experience on camera regularly and showing up, daily, literally daily on camera, I've been able to help my clients not only in their lifestyle transformation habits and routines, but show up more consistently and confidently on camera and shine on camera, bring their business online, bring their message online. And it's such a beautiful process, but we have to go through some of the icky and all that kind of thing. So we're in this together, absolutely. And I'm just so excited that you're here with me today. So like I said, Oh my gosh, you guys, I've been making video regularly since 2012. I started for my own personal blog and YouTube channel, which I continue to do today. And then I did it with a company called Runtastic, and we did video for 6 years on a regular basis for YouTube. I did TV, I did commercials, I did live video, I did, stuff where I was holding, my phone in selfie mode, and stuff where, I had big media teams and cameras in my face doing all the things. And I just feel like what I mean and what I'm here to do with you today, and why you're here, and why we're showing up together today, is because we can talk about all the technical stuff of what it means to show up on camera, right? We can talk about, and we're going to talk about some of that stuff today. It's important, like where to put the camera and like where you should be looking and all that kind of stuff. But I never was taught and never sought out, like, how do you show up consistently on camera, even when it's tough, even when you feel uncomfortable, even when you feel like, okay, I don't know what to talk about, or maybe you do know what to talk about, you just don't feel like talking about it. It's like, how can we show up as coaches, as people who want to provide value, but like consistently, and go through all the feelings and emotions and seasons and all the things, but still continue to provide value consistently. And so that's really where my sweet spot is. It's where I love to help and where I love to serve, and just where I wish I could have had this help and support then. It would have expedited the process so much faster. I was like trying to figure out, like, okay, what happens when I don't know, I'm just not feeling it, or I am always motivated, but I'm going through these different, or I should say, like, I have those feelings of motivation, but I'm going through something different and I'm not sure how this feels. And it's like, sometimes we're just trying to live our best lives, like outside of the camera, right? And it's like, how can we show up consistently and show up, for our audience, for our potential clients, for the people's lives that we're going to change. And so that's what I love to do too, is like the behind the camera, as well as like, yeah, where are you looking? How are you looking? How am I looking today? How are you looking? I'm sure you're looking amazing. And yeah, I'm just so excited to be here. So let's jump right in. And I'm happy that we get to spend this time together going over the 7 important things to know so you can rock it on camera. Rock it on camera. Number 1, like I said, we're going to do some tactical ones, really ones that are important. So face the light. You want to, I just took these literally right before when I was putting together this presentation. I was like, we need pictures here to talk about this. Face the light. So the one on the left is the better lighting, of course, and I'm standing in front of a window, literally in front of natural light. That's exactly where I am right now. I'm in front of natural light. I have a window in front of me. I have all the blinds open. So it's like, when you have that in front of you, it's very different than if the light's behind you. So if I was flipped around and I was, my back was to the other side, I would look like the right picture. And that's like, I mean, you can see, it kind of gets the picture, if you will, like it's me, you can tell it's me. But it's kind of like the sunset effect. Have you ever gone to the beach and then you have a sunset behind you and it's beautiful and you look like this black silhouette? Like, that's nice. But we want to make sure that you are, showing up, and, we can see you. And so that's going to make it a lot better for you if you're facing the light. So you might be wondering about ring lights. They're super awesome. I think a lot of people love them and use them. I used to have one when I lived in Austria before I moved back to America last year, and I haven't gotten another one just because I feel like they don't travel well. Like, I guess some of the smaller ones do, and I'm so for them. And when we do, when I'm doing bigger content creation days, and I'll talk about that too. Like, I'll have, I have friends that have like better, different types of tripods and ring lights and whatever, and sometimes I'll use those. But for the most part, like, I'm outside in natural light, or I'm using natural light from windows, and so they're so great. It's just make sure that you're facing it, and make sure that if you're in a room and you're facing it and there's like a wall behind you, you have to be mindful of that, because you don't want to show up like a big shadow on the back of your wall as well. So that's really important to think about too. So like I said here, don't stand in front of a window or have the sun behind you. It'll make you appear much darker and even like a shadow. So make sure that you are facing the light, and then you, or it's like light, camera, you. Does that make sense? Make sure that, and even in like when I'm outside, filming fitness videos or doing stuff where I'm talking, it's like, even if you're at height, if the sun's really high, then you have some shadows underneath your eyes sometimes, or underneath your nose. And like, it's not the end of the world. I mean, providing value is super important, but if I can choose light, that's why they call it the golden hour. It's like if we can choose, and plus it's not so hot, but you can choose like better lighting, then go for it. Number 1, here we go. Number 2, another picture series. I think this is the last one. I just took these two to show you kind of some visuals where I thought it would be valuable. But look at the camera hole. So I know that it can be hard sometimes when we're showing up on camera online. Right now, I'm looking at the camera hole on my MacBook. There's a little green light there. So I am looking into the little green light and into the black hole there. That's like 2 eyes for me, if you will. Look into the camera hole. That's the eyes. That's the eyeballs of the person that you're looking, that you're talking to. Don't look at yourself. It's very obvious. So it's like if you're talking and you don't need to make eye contact with the whole entire time, like you can look around, sometimes I'm thinking, and like when I process information, sometimes I look up, sometimes I look down, I'm like using my hands, whatever, sometimes if you're on an IG live and you're looking at the comments that might be coming in, you might be like, okay, Sally, what'd you say? And you might be looking down at that too. So if it's in selfie mode, you have if it's in selfie mode, you have the little camera here at the top, and then in the back, you have the camera on the back. So either way, whichever one you're facing, just make sure where you're making eye contact there. Okay, that's going to be really helpful, especially as you start to get more and more consistent and confident on camera, and you want to continue to show up better and better and better, and make that connection more and more and more. Sometimes it's just like, look at the camera hole, look into the soul of the person that you're talking to. And it just really, really helps me connect a lot. You can even put like a picture of someone that you might be talking to, whether it's a client you've had in the past, just like any person that reminds you of, the person you're talking to. That could be an avatar for that, a representation for that. You can just put it right underneath the camera and look at it, there, and just kind of focus on that person. And maybe that helps you, relax a little bit and shake things out when you're looking at somebody there right underneath the camera hole, and keep your focus in that spot. Kind of helps a lot. So, I put look so you don't get distracted. If you look weird or your hair is out of place, I think this is a huge one. That just, I remember being so distracted by my own self, having like a little baby hair out of place. Like, oh my gosh, you guys. And it sticks out like a sore thumb to us, and it's the end of the world, and oh my gosh, and does that look right, and whatever. But when we're filming ourselves, and like right now, what I can see is actually like a presentation, and then I'm small, like in the corner there. But especially when you're like full camera, like don't look at yourself, look at the camera hole, and like where I am here on these pictures here, like I'm close up to the camera. So on the left side, I'm looking at myself, and on the right side, I'm looking at the camera hole. So it looks like I'm looking more directly at you, right? But the further you are away from the camera, and it's like depending on what you're doing, if you're exercising or whatever, that's very different. But the further you are away from the camera, then the less obvious it's going to be. So it's like if you, I don't know, we're talking and you were a little bit from afar and you were like kind of looking at the camera hole, like, and you could kind of see the camera, or your phone was kind of far away, or just whatever, like look in that general direction. But the closer you get to the camera, the more it's going to be obvious. And when I first started doing on-camera coaching, it was the beginning of 2020, and I felt really called to serve in this area. I felt really called to help anyone and everybody that I would possibly listen to me get super good on camera. And so I was speaking to accountants, lawyers, health and fitness coaches. And one time I was in a group of women, and one of them said, like, are you doing a special magic trick? Because I feel like you're looking into my eyes. And I was like, well, yes, I am. And it's part of today's talk. So here we go. But it was really funny because I was a little bit, I wouldn't even say nervous. I just got really excited. I was teaching a lot of these classes. I wanted to do really well. And so I use all of the stuff I talk about here. And I was just like gazing into that hole there, like looking, I know there was like 15 or 16 women on that particular Zoom call. And I just had them all kind of in that little Brady Bunch mode, the gallery view where you could see them all together. And I'm looking at the camera hole, and I'm like, serving and delivering. And I remember she said that. And so it works. It feels like you're looking into their soul. Look at the camera hole. Okay, so here's a little testimonial. A doctor and a fitness coach walked into a mansion. So this is a video of Dr. Dixie Short and Brittany Wick, a little quick 30-second clip of their experience at our last content retreat for creating content for On Camera Like a Boss.
All right, so before On Camera Like a Boss, being on camera gave me anxiety. Really nervous. I'm one of those people who are like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Always felt like it had to be perfect before I put it out. Definitely still a work in progress, obviously. So before and after is definitely been game changing as far as my mentality. You can get information from people who are already crushing it at what they do. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
I love Brittany. She's so funny. Dixie's so awesome too. So that was Dixie's third time working with us on camera like a boss all together. So that's with myself and my co-coach and co-founder Jana Short. And we we create content together, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. But she has been coming and working together with us, and then creating video content at home over and over and over and over and over again, and sharing it and posting it and just getting better and better and better. And now she's landed a bunch of content creation deals, making content and using her knowledge and her voice to help brands create content for their products. It's just so beautiful to see the magic that happens when we start showing up and shining bright, especially when we're looking for new opportunities. And Brittany, the fitness coach, she was, you kind of bounces around. She was in the military, and her husband's active military, and they kind of travel a lot and have been stationed in different places and have uprooted their family a few times. And so doing stuff online is just so important. And so watching her blossom and show up to her first retreat and just crush it and just make so much progress personally and professionally. It's just so much fun. It's so much fun to see people come alive on camera. Okay. Number 3, connect with who you are talking to. And this goes with looking in the camera hole, looking in that soul there. So talk to your ideal client, or talk to the person that you're providing value to. Connect with them. Like I said, put that picture there sometimes. Think about them. You guys, I thought about you before, I was pressing record on this masterclass. I'm like, okay, what do my slides look like? Is there anything I'm missing? What else would I say here or add? Or, I didn't put every single thing that I'm going to say on these slides. So I was like going through and being like, make sure you include this part, or put this, and that's a cue to, talk about this. Like, don't forget to mention this, right? It's like, I just want you guys to understand that, yeah, it might be uncomfortable and sticky, but the more that you connect with the person that you're providing value for, and think about I'm thinking about, they're struggling on camera, you're at home, you're by yourself. Should you use your phone? What's the setup like? How do I edit it? What's going on? Instagram, TikTok, all the things, should I just know it can be so overwhelming, all the content, all the things. And I just know that connecting with who you're talking to is so important. So this helps you feel more comfortable. This helps with breaking things down and making it feel more friendly and conversational, because you're like, hello, I've been there. We're in this together. I know what you're going through. I know what this might be like. And I'm here to help. I'm here to provide value. Yellow. So thinking about that too. Sometimes we're going a million miles a minute, and we forget that I get to create video content online. I get to work from anywhere. I get to reach people that I wouldn't normally get to reach on a regular basis. I get to connect with so-and-so who moved somewhere, I get to continue to support my clients, even though the world has changed, or they've moved, or I've relocated, or whatever, right? So get real with that, get right with that. And just, that will really help. I feel with your conversation and how you're talking to the person, it just feels very familiar and very calm. I know what it's like. What it's like. So think about that too. And don't forget that too. So it's the lighting's great. You're looking in the right spot, but who are you talking to? And really connect there. Really connect there. Number 4. In the beginning, you're kind of going to suck, probably. unless you're like really good and you just have always been really good. And that's possible. That wasn't me. I used to take literally 8 hours, a full 8 hours to make videos when I first started with Runtastic in 2012. Like I literally, I was like, my hair's out of place. I'm looking weird. My eye looks funny. I turned this way. The camera kind of like moved. And so there was like a little like, earthquake, mini earthquake in the video. I don't like what I said. That was weird. And it just took me so long and it wasted so much time. And so I feel like this one I wish, yeah, if I mean, I shouldn't say I wish, like if I could pick one thing that you could take away from this and have knowing, like, and know also myself that you would continue showing up and you'd continue doing the work, then this one would be the most important. So I'm not trying to scare you off and be like, you can do it, but you suck. Like, you're gonna just get better. You're gonna get better over time. Let's say it like that. You're gonna get better over time. But sometimes it's just like, I have to laugh at myself and just post it. It's just like, go for it. And even then, like, things happen and like you have mess ups and you record stuff and like, a funny story is I've been recording these vlogs, for YouTube, these vlogs once a month. And I've been doing them with a new media team that I have connected with here in LA, since I've come back to America over this last year. And we recorded one vlog that's already live at the time of recording this. And we recorded another one that was about positivity. And like the first one was more active, like I was moving around, talking, whatever. But the second one was me talking a lot and B-roll footage of what we'd been doing. So like extra footage. B-roll footage means like extra footage. When you watch a video and someone's talking and there's like extra footage that comes across there. So that's called B-roll footage. So that's what the second one is, the positivity vlog. But for some reason, I don't know, I think I forgot to put mascara on. And that's really what I think. I just felt like there was something missing and like I thought it was the color grading, but then they color graded it. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. And then there was like part of that footage where I was like spitting on my lips. Like I was just super excited about what I was talking about. And I was spitting all over the place and the spit was getting all over my lips. And it looked like I had like, it was just super funny. And I was like, okay, so I know I'm being super picky, maybe, but I just would love to provide you guys. I was telling the editing team, I would love to provide you with some more B-roll footage, some more extra stuff, so we can just like make it less about the close-ups of me talking and more about like the B-roll. And then we can put like the subtitles and everything. Cause I felt like, when I was watching it, I truly was like, oh, what you said, London, like bomb, nailed it, crushed it. But like you have spit all over your lips. And anyways, that's a great thing to learn too, because you can always put it over with B-roll. So if you do a talking video, you can always, edit that over. And I feel like some basic iMovie skills or like some basic video editing skills are always helpful. But I have done a ton of work outside of like using videographers and, editors like that. I've just gone on like Fiverr, Fiverr.com. It's just like a website where you can find really good editors and stuff like that. So you don't have to feel like you have to do that all yourself, but it's nice to have some basic editing skills. And it's also nice to know that if you spit, you can put some B-roll to cover it. Yeah, like I said, here you have to start somewhere. You're only going to get better. And also, even though it took me 8 hours in 2012 to make those videos, I crack up laughing because I was so stiff, cheesy, and sweaty. So accurate, stiff, cheesy, and sweaty. 3 most accurate words I could use to describe my first video experiences. And I just took it so seriously. And even the ones that then I thought, oh my God, that's so great, I look at now and I'm like, oh my gosh, loosen up, chica. But either way, like I said, I was providing value and we grew that channel to over, 200,000 subscribers and we never missed a Tuesday posting a video, never. And the team I worked with was just so amazing. It was so beautiful. And as we got better and better, it was just so great. But anyways, you're going to suck at first. You're going to suck at first. That's okay. Because people resonate with the suck, like it doesn't need to be perfect. And not to say that, you can't miss a beat, but like you're going to get better at getting your message out faster, clearer, more concise. You're going to get better at not fumbling over your words or not caring as much when you do, not losing track if you have to put a ball cap on or you have to like kind of find the good lighting, You're just going to get better and better and more confident. And the more confident you are, the better you're going to feel. And that confidence just comes with repetition. So like I said, I want this one to hit home for you, but not hit home so hard that you don't show up on camera, because being on camera and showing up online for your clients and for people that you can help is just like so magical and so amazing. Okay, Scott. Here is Scott.
I have a big fear of being online. I don't like it. I'm a very private person. So the amazing trust that you have in the team here between Jana and London and actually everybody else who they bring actually gives you this safe space where you can actually feel like you're yourself and then learn the techniques and the ways to get yourself online. Even if you're someone like me who didn't even know how to make a reel, considering that you should get your butt here. This is just the best thing in the world.
You should get your butt here. I love how he says that. It was hard to find a good, quick 30-second clip to put for this. The original video is 6 minutes long. And Scott's so awesome. Scott is my NLP and mindset coach. And he runs his business offline a lot, like a lot of referrals and everything, which is so great. But he's been really feeling called to showing up more consistently online and reaching more men in the niche that he coaches, which is veterans with PTSD. And he's just, feeling really called to doing more stuff on social media and on Clubhouse. And so we've been working together kind of in the reverse, because I know how he's changed and transformed my life and helped me deal with myself in a lot of really difficult situations. And so he's talking about get your butt here at our last content retreat, because he's been working a lot on his own and then coming to our content retreats regularly. And he just, is blossoming and doing such a great job. And we're just so thankful. When we see people like that who are just, crushing it in the offline space, but wanting to maximize their impact online and like being nervous about it and like being afraid. Like you said, you saw him, he's like, I just don't like to be online, but like knowing that the purpose and the mission and reaching people is bigger, and moving past that is like goosebumps, and I love it.
I have a big fear of being online.
Right? I have a big fear of being online. A lot of people do. Raise your hand. Okay, number 5 things, important things to know if you want to make video content you're proud of, and just content in general, to be honest, when it comes to this one. It only takes one person. So before I press, my little button to give you the extra spiel, this is something I say a lot, and I say this often as well to people who are going to be on my podcast, is like, we just got to think about that one person. Okay, we're talking about all the details, boom, 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 line it up, knock it down. We have our bullet points ready to go, boom, but like, let's connect with that one person. It only takes one person's life to be changed for this piece of content to be valuable. And I give thanks for that person. And, in hopefully more cases than one, the people that are impacted. And, it's just, it only takes one person's life for this, for this masterclass to be meaningful, for anything that you put out there to be meaningful. Like if you're changing one person's life, like the trajectory of like how they're thinking about how they're living or how they're showing up on camera and like how they're, hello, that's magic. Like that's what we're here for, right? It only takes one person. And if your piece of content changes one person's life, it's a win. And I find that I really like the content I create when I take the time to adjust my mindset to helping one person instead of what I look like or if I sound weird. And yes, we want to look and sound and feel our best and whatever, but like this helps us get more perspective. And that perspective shift is just so powerful. When we think this is what I'm supposed to say on camera, is very different than if you're like, okay, this one person, I'm thinking about that one person whose life's going to be changed. I've connected with that person, my audience, my, whatever, and I'm going to go for it. It's like what you say is just like so much more what needs to be said. So much more of what needs to be said when you connect with that first. So think about that too. Right before you start your camera, you got everything set up, maybe you have the picture. Think about that one person's life could be changed. One person that maybe didn't hear it the first, 37 times you said it, but now they're hearing it. Or maybe this is a person who's never been in contact with you. And like, this is going to be the piece of content that you put out, or the video class or whatever that you put out, that piece of content that's just like, transforming their life and helping them get connected with you, and maybe doing coaching with you, or just like starting to follow you and like absorbing a little bit of your light, because you're shining. You're shining. Number 6, make a plan. Okay, so this is where it becomes super helpful to have like a template when you're making plans, depending on if it's for Instagram or TikTok or, YouTube, whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be a super robust and creative content plan and strategy, even though this is what I love to do and help people do. But you have to plan out some posts and get the videos and photos you will most likely need ahead of time. So instead of recording your workout every single day, plan out the workouts you want to post and record all the videos in one day. Change outfits if you want to. If you know you want to talk a lot about mobility and flexibility, go out and take some pictures on your own or with a friend that will help you get that message across. So what I'm saying here is make a plan, in the sense of when you're creating content and video content, like, you don't want to be doing that every single day. Like, you don't want to be setting up the camera to do your, all your stuff from scratch every day. Like, maybe you're inspired and you see a reel or a TikTok or something you want to make and you're like, oh, that's cool, I want to make that today. But for the most part, like, know what you need and make a plan. Know what you need for the week. Know what you need for, 2 weeks. Know what you need for the month, for the quarter, and like count that out. So when you have a clear plan and strategy like set out, you can be like, okay, so I'm going to talk about mobility this week. So I need like 3 pictures and 2 videos, mobility. Okay. I can do like a yoga flow at the park. I can do an ankle mobility, technique at home in the backyard over here. And then I'll take pictures along the way of different exercises, and boom, 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 plug, plug, plug. Like, knowing what you need. So when it's time to create content, like, I don't want to set up the camera, get ready, make sure the audio is good, make sure the lighting is good, and set that up every day. Like, I want to set it up. I want to know that what I'm creating is going to be useful, right? I'm choosing a day that, I can spend some time. I'm not rushed. A day generally where I feel like I can sleep in. I like that too for myself. Like, not necessarily sleep in, like not have an alarm. And I like to, be able to like have time for myself in the morning. So just like not have a full morning is when on the days I like to film too. So that's kind of how I plan it out. It's like, okay, I have kind of an idea. I bring it all together. Like, then in the morning I wake up, without an alarm, which is still pretty early for me, but then I go through everything and then I get ready and then it's like time to film. Right. So that's kind of the way that I like to plan things out. And I know, okay, do I need pictures? Do I need videos? What do I need here, there? Am I going to film it on my computer? Am I going to film it on my phone? Am I going to, save it for one of the content retreats and, do a professional photo shoot or a professional video shoot to like really knock this out of the park because it's part of a program or a plan? Like, it's not just an Instagram story where I'm sharing my life or something. It's nice to know what you're going to need and where it's going to be used. So when you create it, it has purpose. Okay, number 7, another one of my favorites and another one of my favorite things to do for myself and for others is squeeze the juice out of video content. So even if you're working yourself up to do this video content, to do this, piece of, video that you're making, like, make it work for you. Even if you just make 1 or 2 videos a week or 1 a week, like, make it work for you. So cut it up into different pieces, take what you say and put it into some quotes so that you can have some graphics, put it in your newsletter, put it on YouTube, put it in your blog, figure out like, where can you put this video everywhere? So that way it's like you get to take something that maybe isn't your favorite thing in the world to do yet, and you get to kind of sprinkle it all over so that people are like, oh, dope, I got this really awesome, valuable piece of content, from Christina or from, Bob. And I am like super pumped on this. And I saw that they're also posting, ooh, great quotes and stuff. And like, no one's going to know, oh my gosh, you took the quote from the video and you posted that too. Like no one even thinks that or cares or anything. It's like squeeze the juice out of it. I work with a lot of brands as well as individuals who have businesses when it comes to content. And today I took not video content, but this is just an example. I took a trainer's manual and guide. So it's like a 25-page guide. And I made like 15 different posts out of that guide for social media for that same company. So it's like, make sure you look around at what you have or look around at the video content that you are creating and figure out how you can make it work for you. Okay, so ask yourself every single time you create a piece of content, like, how else can I use this more than once? And that really drives my decisions when it comes time to creating content and where I upload it to and all the different platforms and different things that are available. You know, it's really important for me that if I'm going to make a piece of video content, like I have to be able to splice and dice it, put it on Instagram feed, Instagram stories, Instagram reels. I need to be able to put it on YouTube. I need to make it work for me. I want to listen to it. I want to write some quotes down. I want to, get the most out of it, put it on my blog, send that blog out to a newsletter. And so that really is like the meat and potatoes of why content online and especially video content is so valuable, because you really can do so much with it. And a lot of these platforms moving forward are going to be very video heavy, even Instagram. So yeah, it's a visual platform and it's awesome because we can see pictures and share pictures and do all these cool things. But like video content is where it's at. And so, if you're not down with getting good on video now, you're going to have to be at some point, especially if you're wanting to show up on social media and online for your business, for your brand, for other brands as well. So it's really nice to, have these tactics and have these strategies here. And so, yeah, when the grand scheme of things, remember, it's always about reaching more people. It's always about making a bigger impact. So it might be scary. It might be uncomfortable. It might be sticky. It might be weird. You might not, remember where I told you to look. It's at the camera hole. You might not remember. But that's what we're here for at the end of the day. So nobody, even if I put the video of me, spitting all over the place, maybe people would laugh or maybe people wouldn't even notice, but it's just like, I know. And it was just like a funny example and a funny story, but it's like at the end of the day, it's about providing value. It's about making sure that, you've solved a problem or like you made some mistakes. Like I said, it used to take me forever. And then it's like you make all this content and you're like, I don't really know what to do with it, And so I have like all of my, motivational content, my workout content organized. I planned it ahead of time. We do these content retreats, which are super awesome that I'm going to tell you about next. And it's just like, when you have a plan and you have structure that works and you can rinse and repeat and you keep making that happen and then you have the support along the way, like that's where the magic happens, when you have continued support and continued tips all the time. So that was our seventh one. That was our seventh must know, things you must know, important things you must know. And surprise, here's the surprise for the end. We're on Instagram and we're doing in-person and content retreats. You can follow us at On Camera Like a Boss on Instagram, which is super exciting. So if you want some more information on these content creation retreats where we just get connected, get creative, we collaborate, we crush it, all the C's, and we get like a beautiful mansion, a beautiful house, usually, in different parts of California is where we've been in the past. And you can just get on board and follow us on Camera Like a Boss, get connected there. And we will let you know when the next retreat is coming up and when you can sign up and where and all the how-tos and all the things that we do ahead of time to prep you. So we are working with you on a regular basis before you get to the retreat. So that way you know what you're doing. You have a plan. You know how you're going to crush it. You know what you're going to create. You've packed everything that you need. And you're just ready to grow your brand and grow your impact. And so, and then we're also on Instagram. Like I said, I'm posting a lot of stuff on how to pose, ways to show up more consistently and confidently. And so, thank you for spending this time with me here in this on camera masterclass. 7 things you must know if you want to make video content you're proud of, and get connected. I don't know exactly where I'm positioned in this video, but get connected on Instagram. I don't know if I can point somewhere. On Camera Like a Boss. And have a beautiful day, you guys. Keep showing up and get connected. See you soon. Bye.